We are in the heart of the spring market, and it's time for another market update. So this year, the thing that we're seeing that is so different from past years is the remarkably low inventory. There's just very few homes on the market for sale. And while there are mechanical reasons for this, there's also reasons of the heart and the gut. Remember that people make real estate decisions based much more on psychology and how people feel than maybe even market drivers such as interest rates or inflation. But in this case, if you are an economist, you would say that a seller is strongly disincentivized to move from an interest rate of 3-ish% to double that. They're going to decide to stay put. So think about it this way. For the same reason that staging really works, and for the same reason that buyers are particularly aggressive in the early spring after a drought of options over the holidays, and for the same reason that someone decides to sell their house because it's the right thing to do, they feel like it's the right thing to do. Right now, major decisions are being made because of how people feel. And how do people feel? They feel very uncertain. We are in a rather uncertain and turbulent time with rising inflation, with uncertainty in banking, with tech layoffs. If you personally haven't been impacted by tech layoffs, then I'm sure you know someone who has been. People are feeling very uneasy and uncertain. And in times of uncertainty, folks seek security. So sellers are going to be hunkering down. They are going to be looking at the asset that they have and saying, you know what, while the world is chaotic around me, I know one thing is true. I have a house, I have a roof over my head. I'm not going to make any big moves. Gone are the days when people were selling their asset in the East Bay, the one toehold they have, and moving to Bend or Boise or Boulder or one of those other B mountain towns. In contrast, buyers are seeking security. So in an environment of increasing rents that are tracking more quickly than wages, and in an environment where they can decide to take their money that they have for an investment and either invest in the stock market, which feels pretty uncertain right now, they can instead invest it in real estate. Buyers are eager to get that toehold, get that feeling of security, just both for their investments and their life. And so they're coming forth with strength. They are now accustomed to the idea of interest rates that are higher than that 3% or less that they were last year. Rates have come down since their high of 7% last year. And so they're ready to buy. But unfortunately, the amount of supply has not kept up with the amount of demand. And we go back to that basic fundamental economic tenet. When there's very low supply and very high demand, prices remain high. And that is what we are seeing in the East Bay, that overall the price of homes sold has not dramatically decreased. So what do we see for the future? If sellers wake up to the reality that even in this market, they can fetch a hearty amount for the homes that they want to sell, we might see some more inventory pick up later this year. But really what we can hope for is a bit more stability, that the supply-demand ratio stabilizes, that there's a little bit more neutrality, and hopefully buyers will have a little more of an edge as they are trying to enter real estate. No one has a crystal ball. We can't exactly predict, but we do promise that we will keep you in the loop and continue bringing you updates as this interesting year continues. If you have any questions, reach out. Thanks.